visualize the droplet falling on the surface of the water and the ripples that are coming out, or the dominoes stacked up, and if you click on one domino and then the rest of the domino with that cascade effect falls down, or what is now called the domino effect. So that's what happens when a system is smooth. That's what happens when an environment and an ecosystem is connected and it's seamless, so that single drop is able to create those waves. That one little click on one domino makes the domino effect come into action, and all the dominoes, they fall down. Imagine your organization was working that seamlessly, that you introduce an idea and it gives you the output. You put in the raw materials and you get the profits, or you have a change ideated and all the way down your stakeholders and your brand feels that change. To do that, the ripple effect that every leader needs to have is systems thinking. We need to understand that our organization is a very interconnected system, yet it is having a lot of micro parts to it. The micros are coming together for the large part. So the whole in an organization will only be greater than the sum of the parts when the sum of the parts is seamless. This is the thing. So just by putting all the parts together in an organization, you will not get the whole is greater than the sum of the part. You will not. You will only get that when that coming together of the parts is seamless through systems thinking, by understanding how processes are connected at leadership level, processes at functional level, at process level. So we need to have vertical alignment, we need to have horizontal alignment, and we need to have process alignment, so that every single value add in the organization happens correctly. So when systems are the focus in an organization, leaders are not chasing local excellence. That team is brilliant, that function is wonderful, this process is working fine, that product is no. That's required. But what they're looking at is not local maximas. They are looking at systemic efficiency, system-wide effectiveness, system-wide outcomes, system-wide progress, system-wise reduction of wastage and challenges. So if some of you explore the theory of constraints, Elihu M. Goldratt explains this so beautifully, how local maximas really don't help. You have to create systemic effectiveness. So focus on tools like theory of constraints, understand, learn, so that you can implement systems thinking in your organization. Remember again, so the first rule, when systems are the focus, local maxima doesn't matter. It is the systemic effectiveness that's the only objective. Second thing is, when systems are the focus, people are never the target. And you heard that right. When systems are the focus, people are never the target. Edward Deming, the father of quality, said this so beautifully, and he was in the middle of his career, that about 80 to 85% of problems in an organization are process problems, not people problems. Just a few months before he died, he was speaking at a conference and he says, when I said that statement, I was wrong. Now, with all my experience, I would say that about 97% of problems in an organization are process problems and not people problem. See how a genius, a brilliant mind like him said that do not target people. Improve the processes in the organization, and then the rest of the things will follow. You take skills and fit it to a process. You take resources and fit it to a process. You take intelligence and fit it to a process. You bring technology and fit it to a process. The processes have to reign supreme. The processes have to be intelligent, adaptive, contemporary, upgraded all the time, and as short as possible. That's what the effectiveness of a systems thinking approach is. Idea is not to make cumbersome, tedious processes. Idea is to make sure that the whole system is doing faster, better, cheaper. How can you achieve that? That's the inquiry of systems thinking. So as you go deeper into sciences like theory of constraints and start mastering system-wide effectiveness instead of local maxima, the second rule, keep that in mind, when systems are the focus, people are never the target. You get the best people with the best trade skills, the best functional skills to manage the best processes. That's what you need to do. The third thing, when systems are your focus, Technology is just a medium. Like I said, you will insert skills, you'll insert technology, etc., into the process to make sure that the process is faster, better, cheaper. That's about it. Technology doesn't become the be all end all of the game that you're playing. You're not all the time chasing the latest fad, whatever technology you have. If you implement it correctly, it will give you turnkey results. The idea is not to shun the latest technology. You have to be contemporary, but all of that takes money and time. So you have to get the ROI of what you implemented earlier. So that focus has to be very clear, that technology is just a medium. It is not the survival cry that a lot of teams, including technology teams and functional teams, make it out to be. The moment you ask HR something, they point out to the HRMS and say, this is what it is. You ask the finance team, they'll point to the supply chain system and say, this is where the problem lies. Or if you ask the business teams that where is data, they'll point out to the MI system and say that, no, that those are not the issues. You need the systemic thinking to say, how will data flow? Where will data sit? How will data be regulated? How will data be processed? How will we look at one source of truth of data across the organization, etc.? Bring in good data science capabilities, bring in good IT capabilities to help fine-tune technology so that it delivers to the systems thinking. And lastly, when systems are the focus, significant results, scalable results, and sustainable results is the only measure that you look at. And am I getting significant results from across the organization? Am I getting results that are scalable, which means I can do a lot more with lesser? So it's like make once and use multiple times. And am I getting a sustainable growth out of this, which means then with respect to my employees, with respect to my customers, with respect to the communities that I'm operating in, with respect to the ethical and legal framework of the place where I operate in, or places where I operate in, and with respect to the environment, our planet, with respect to the sustainable development goals of UN, is the organization sustainable or not? That's the focus of systems thinking. So encouragement to all of you, start mastering systems thinking. And my favorite going in that direction is using practices like theory of constraints. And yes, you can line up so many other quality practices. You can use the agile method today, plus add on a little bit of Six Sigma, etc. So statistical process control is very important in systems thinking. A very lesser known skill, operations control, frameworks. These are very important in organizations. So please think about these. Think about standards like PCMM, etc., that you can apply to get that capability. And remember, like what I said, when systems are the focus, you look at system-wide efficiency. When systems are the focus, people are not the target. When systems are the focus, technology is just a medium. And when systems are the focus, you look at significant, scalable, and sustainable results as the only impact. That will give you an organization which will stand the test of time for customers, employees, and stakeholders. Wish you the very best in building a great organization, a systems thinking organization.